Hi, I'm Devan.
I'm Dustin.
We play Dungeons and Dragons.
Welcome to D4. Today we are back with Session 0 Part 2 with our final two players, and we're here to dive into their story.
So you learn a little bit about them and a little bit more about Waterdeep.
All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. We start with you, Vio Miliana. All your life, your father, Elarthak, has been all business all the time, and has never had any time for his fatherly duties to you. You felt almost abandoned by your parents as they focused on increasing their wealth through the mines of precious metals they run. Your life didn't start in riches, but you've watched your father become the business tyrant that he is today with the aid of your mother's wit. Vania is a strong, smart woman who fell in love with your father's tenacity, but also the finer things it brought her. Because of this, you were mainly raised by your grandmother, a bold and fearless woman full of moxie and independence. That is, if her health hadn't been waning over the past few years. Here lately, you've had to take on the role of her caretaker, more than she has, and you both fear and anticipate the day she is free from this world and you can unburden yourself as well from the burdens of nobility. She tells you to leave, to run with the wind and chase your own destiny and forge your own path. But you don't, because you won't. Throughout your life, your grandmother, Lo, has always sung you to sleep with the songs of your ancestors. Tales of the great Goliath herd that were one with nature, a mountain tribe that took its pride in its strength, perseverance, and unwavering honor and reverence and valor and their unbridled freedom. She would weave the tale of many great warriors that protected the herd and hunted great beasts while letting your fingers dance across the scars and tattoos on her weathered, wrinkled, and leather-hardened skin. In her, you found your own strength, free-spirited nature, and your love for the outdoors. Free from the monotonous indoor labored life of fancy dresses, furniture you can't sit on, and food you shouldn't eat. If only you could find a way to escape this prison, to feel unbridled and unmeasured. But with honor comes duty, and for you, that was your grandmother.
About 4 years ago, your father, Elarthak, tired of your insubordination and churlish attitude, ordered you a herald, who just so happened to also be named Harold. Harold Hobbleton, scholar, courtier, entertainer, and esquire of etiquette. One could call him a prolific dilettante and professional dabbler. Others may call him much worse. But you, V, call him friend. However, that's not how it started. Your friendship with Harold started out rough, to put it lightly. Daily lessons on being taught how to poise and the way to articulate your actions and words often ended with yelling and something expensive being broken. You were not a woman to be tamed, especially to be sold off like some livestock to strengthen your family's name.
Harold, you were hired by Lord Gathala and eagerly took it when you heard that two of the most influential upstarting families would be indebted to you if you could pull it off. If not, you at least got paid handsomely for trying. You see, Elarthak was looking for someone to groom V into a noble woman and steer her away from the influence of her wild grandmother. He wanted this so he could wed her to the Castellanter family son, Osvaldo. This union of families would surely earn the Gathala name respect and may even earn Elarthak a seat among the masked lords through his influence. That would be true if Osvaldo hadn't mysteriously disappeared the following summer. Some say he fled to see the world. Some say he died. Maybe he too didn't want the arranged marriage. Or his family ended up disowning him through dishonorable actions that now leave him begging for change on the corner streets, covered in refuse and shame. Wherever he ended up, it made V's father furious. But she did not care. She didn't have to marry some stranger anymore. Lord Gathala kept Harold around in hopes of still grooming her into a lady that, if not to be wed to a noble house, would at least be ready to take over the family business, continuing the legacy of the only noble Goliaths in Waterdeep.
Over the next few years, relieved of your betrothed, you and Harold became good friends. What once was an equally detested test of will against one another, while trying to teach V the nuances of fork placements and formal introductions, amongst many other things, you found understanding in a kinship of familial pasts. The past few years you two have spent together have been that of kindling camaraderie that has recently erupted into a fervent friendship, debauchery, and mischievousness. Throughout the day, you and Harold would pretend to go over your lesson and put on a good show whenever the lord and lady of the house were present. Come nightfall, though, you, Vio Miliano, would always kiss your grandmother's forehead goodnight. She whispered in your ear, "Be free, child. May the winds guide you at your back. May the earth rise up to greet you." And she would say this every time before you snuck out to be taught the ways of the world, the excitement of a commoner's life, free of the chains of nobility. At first it was small and silly things, of Harold taking you on wild goose chases and snipe hunting. Then, eventually, Harold introduced you into the arts of gambling, tavern hopping, and other devilry into the late hours of the night. And it is one evening out, drinking amongst the masses, singing karaoke while Harold played his accordion, someone made the wrong move and somehow awakened a fire within you. And you let out all your pent-up rage free for the first time. All your anger towards your mother and father, all your fear of being alone, feeling like a caged animal, everything now turned into primal instinct, and you tore that bar apart. Harold saw something great, and that's when he suggested putting you in the underground fighting rinks. It was good.
Of course.
Naturally.
Yeah. He saw it as a good way for you to burn off your steam from pretending for your mother and father as well as also making a few dragons on the side.
So I'm in a fight club?
A little bit.
Dope!
Alright.
You fought and Harold dealt with the money. I'm trying to spread your name.
I don't need the money.
You didn't. Always a couple extra dragons is good. The problem, though, is in Waterdeep, underground fighting isn't exactly the most legal of sports. And one night, the Watch raided the pits. You took a few of them down, V. Not dead, but unconscious, before being taken down yourself.
Oh no.
The next morning, you and Harold woke up to your father standing outside your cell.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
full of contempt and anger.
You?
He reluctantly bailed you out, but left Harold behind, telling you that your studies are done. And if it weren't for you going back the next day, under the guise of taking your grandmother out into the market, Harold probably would have spent a long time in there.
Wow, that's awesome.
Now, ashamed, your father has begun grooming your younger brother Uthal to be heir to the family.
Such a sucker.
Once again, you found yourself alone. Until one night, while sitting with your grandmother watching her as she tried to rest, you hear a series of unorganized tapping at the window. As you go to look outside, you see Harold waiting on the ground below, beckoning you down to him. You look back to your grandmother as she smiles towards you and whispers,
The earth and wind are calling.
"What do you do?"
Thanks, Grandma. Okay, so is there an easy way? I'm assuming I'm on a higher floor.
You are.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to find a way to like sneak out the window.
Okay.
So I open the window
Mm-hmm.
and I can hold my weight.
Harold's like looking up at the window like, no. Like, don't climb out the window.
And let's see, do I see I guess I could do the classic, like some sheets.
Well, as you look down, there's actually vines that have
Oh, it's
grown
vines,
up
okay.
and up the side of your gala and mansion that you live in.
I've decided to attempt to climb down these vines.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Absolutely.
You see Harold
With
looking
disadvantage,
around now.
because there's not really anywhere to hold. So you're going to roll with disadvantage. So
Absolutely.
You're going to roll twice and take the lowest.
Absolutely.
Harold is sitting there like.
Okay. You said athletics?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe in you.
So disadvantage?
Oh, that first one was great.
8.
All right, so you start to, I got this. And then your weight really starts to take hold on these vines that are not really attached to the side.
Yeah.
As you hear as you fall the rest of the way.
Those
You
vines
take
were just
only
for decoration.
1 point of falling damage as you fall about 10 feet, as you just back down, facing up, just looking straight up as Harold looks.
Or I think I bit my tongue.
I told you the vines were decoration. You shouldn't. Anyway, get up here.
I've
Let
just
me help
always
you.
wanted to try that.
I know. We talked about it before. Here. And he's going to reach down and, obviously not helping at all, trying to lift her, but he's still trying.
And I lift myself up.
Right, exactly.
I lift myself up just fine.
It's for you.
Without your help. But thanks for helping.
Oh, how you doing, B?
I've been better. My dad kind of has me locked up right now, and yeah.
So not much has changed.
No.
Don't worry. Got a great night for us ahead of us.
Oh,
Okay?
God.
There's a new casino just opened up on the dartboard.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what new means. New means easy money. There's less guards. It's experienced game runners. I figured me and you could take a look at this place. It's called the La Spina d'Oro. We think we're gonna have a good time.
I'm in.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, give you some money.
Yeah, but
I think you need a little bit than I do.
more fun if we both get it.
That's fair.
All right, come on, let's go. And so I will start leading her in that direction.
More so, you need her to get money to spend to play.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We're getting there.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're getting there.
Copy that.
All right, yeah, we'll head on over there.
Okay.
The whole time I'm going to look to make sure nobody's aware. Just to note, the name of the guy who fled all those years ago, Disvaldo?
Osvaldo.
Oswald
Osvaldo. I thought it was
Osvaldo.
Casalanter.
Casalanter. What's his family's race?
They're human.
They are human,
human.
and half-elves, actually. The father, Lord Casalanter, is a half-elf. Lady Casalanter is a human.
So as we're walking there, I'm going to be like, I got some bad news.
Yeah. What's up?
Something that may come up. I saw Osvaldo on the way here. I'm fucking with you.
Well, honestly, don't do that to me.
I'm sorry. I don't get enough time in the house anymore, considering, everything, to mess with you. So, I gotta get it in. I gotta get it in now. I gotta mess with you now. Otherwise, it all just pins up in me, and then I come up with something really, really bad.
Yeah, I'm really not looking forward to your replacement.
Yeah, me either. Hey, we're getting close.
As you two make your way through the cobblestone streets towards the southeast, you see your surroundings begin to shift to the darker side of the city, both in its inhabitants and the actual lighting. The streets start to grow increasingly more crusted over with dirt than stone, dirt mixed with the entrails left from the fish market and refuse poured out into the roughly cobbled together wooden buildings that line the dockboard streets. Very few buildings here are made from stone, and those that you see seem to be used as keystones to keep the others aloft in their settled state. The few main colors you see amongst the darkened streets from the busted hanging lanterns is a burgundy and orangish kind of fall tones. The air here is fetid and sharp, with the stench of sea creatures gutted and left in the sun to rot. Despite all of its flaws, though, the dockboard houses people from all cultures, either passing by or those that have settled in. That makes this place a lusty and intriguing place to spend an evening. As you wander what seems to be an aimlessly labyrinth of squalor, you come across a newly built stone-worked building with thick wooden beams of Germanic framing. A wooden teak sign hangs from metal chains with a golden inlaid filigree that reads, "De la Spina d'Oro."
I'm good.
Told you it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's real nice.
Oh, yeah.
Brand new.
It's dusty.
The bustling and light of the crowd inside peeks through the cracks of the doors and shutters drawn windows, beckoning you to come in. What do you do?
Let me do all the talking. Seriously, we gotta clean this place up.
I know. I forgot my allergy medicine before I decided to impulsively sneak out of the house,
It's
and
fine.
it's the last time I do that because I'm just dying over here.
Come on,
I
come on.
always forget that not everyone does.
Speaking of you brought a little cash with you, right? What do you?
I mean, yeah, I have my pouch.
That's great. That's perfect. Because thing is, I just realized as we're walking in, I left mine at home. If you just maybe just a little, just grease the palms. I promise you, I will find the hottest guy in there, and you will be with that guy for at least an hour before he leaves.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. And then we will head on in.
All right. Well, you enter the center showroom of the tavern and casino. The smell of oak barrel aged alcohols fill the air, along with the savory sweet scent of tobacco, and the hint of a floral smell is hard to place.
Need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, God,
Both of you.
already.
Both of us.
This bodes well. 13.
Okay.
21.
Okay. It smells wonderful. Lovely. As you walk through the tavern and casino, you can see that it is covered in dark stained woods and green tapestries and felted tables. All of the tables, countertops, and trim along the walls have a thin filigree that's etched into the wood and laid with green mother of pearl, thinly outlined in a bright brass that has a sharp barbed every other inch or two to give it a golden briar motif. It is not the nicest gambler's hall in Waterdeep, not even the top 10, but definitely one of the nicest buildings in the dock ward. A gentleman wearing green and gold tunic greets you kindly. He is an average-looking man that seems to have lived his whole life by the docks. His skin is tough, his head bald, and his teeth a nice golden yellow. Welcome to La Cina d'Oro. I can take your coat or whatever else you want to be waiting here while you enjoy the revelries. I will be taking any weapons or effects you have on your person. Not wanting to be looking for trouble here. Not rightly why you're needing them in the City of Splendors anyhow.
How long did it take you to memorize all this?
Hi,
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw
welcome to La Cina d'Oro.
you. You absolutely can take my coat and my weapons and her weapons.
Can you take my fur pelt?
Take her for.
It was just
Hey,
dry cleaned.
Welcome to La Cina d'Oro.
Can you just skip to the last bit, the last thing you say?
Can we just walk past it?
No, just give it a second.
City
I believe in you. You got it. You got this.
Drinks are charged by the tap by the hour.
Okay.
Food stops at midnight. I'll be taking your weapons. And he just points to a weapon rack that's like right next to the door.
Well, how do I
A note for you, Katie. You do not have your great axe yet.
Okay.
Just so you know.
And a note for both of you, since you live within Waterdeep, walking around with weapons is often
It's
seen.
odd.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Because even if on your belt, sort of
Even
thing,
on your belt. Yeah.
then I'm not on.
Natural water Havians will like maybe carry like a dagger or even like a club, like a knuckle buster or something, just to have. But Novas, like, they don't. The City Watch patrols every street. There's no need to carry.
Right.
Do you think there's like a magic version of like mace? Like,
Like
I would have that. I would have that.
No, it's called. It's
Devil
called,
dust.
It's a new spray they're coming out with. It's called Axe. And, it fits in your hand, so it's a hand axe.
Perfect.
Okay.
Don't give me that.
Oh
I need
God,
that.
you're fired.
I have a pouch of like powder that I would blow into someone's eyes. Well,
You got
if
pocket
they start
sand?
getting handsy with
So,
me,
but
you know?
you can have a dagger on you, or you can have your hand axe on you, or anything like that. You could have on you that's easily concealable.
I have a dagger.
Yeah, I blatantly have an accordion on my back, but obviously,
Yeah.
that's not a weapon.
I would say I have a pouch of magical mace. The only magical property is it hurts someone's eyes.
Ow!
That's like basically
That
sand.
burns a little.
It's basically
I
sand.
wish you wouldn't.
You have sand, just a bag of sand.
Bag of sand.
Fucking sand.
For self-defense.
Yeah, but you call it your magical mace, but it's literally just.
That's
a
my
bag of
magical
sand.
mace. I actually actively, constantly try to lie and say it's something different every time.
And yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a bag of sand.
I have a bag of sand, and then
No,
I have a
You don't have to give him the
dagger.
sand. You don't have to give him the sand.
Okay, I'll keep this one.
Keep the sand.
Is the dagger visible? But you take that out and put it on the.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't have anything. You just have your accordion.
Yeah, just have my accordion.
Sam, will you do me a favor? And
Yeah.
in there is the casino map. If you want to
Oh.
grab that
Oh.
and bring it out here, please.
I just imagine.
So now that you guys are in this casino,
Yes.
once you see it, what do you guys do?
I want to play cards.
I will accompany her to play cards, and I will investigate that embroidery and be like, huh, friars. Okay. Wow, that is awesome.
Go ahead.
Detailed.
Go ahead. Since you're thinking about that, go ahead and make a straight intelligence check.
Thank God I'm not very smart.
Thank God neither of us are.
12.
12. That's good enough. La
Okay.
Spina d'Oro means the golden thorn.
Huh. I'm glad I left that at home. Oh no, I probably didn't.
Did you?
Probably not, but I wouldn't have given that to them under any circumstances.
What is it?
Nothing to worry about.
All right.
Nothing you've ever
Go
seen.
ahead and make me just a sleight of hand check just for your daily.
You know, sure. I will absolutely do that. 14?
He doesn't pat you down or anything.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you don't have anything visible, he's like, "All right, in you go."
But yeah, good on you for memorizing that. I'm sure it was a
I'm
lot of
really
work.
proud of you.
Yeah, we're both very
We're
proud.
so proud of you.
He like kind of sits up a bit, like he's like adjusts the
You
like
did such a good job.
nice filigree shirt he's wearing. He's like,
What was your name again?
Steve.
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 We'll remember you, Steve.
We'll remember
You're
it.
important to us.
I like Steve.
I like Steve. We walk past
He
from
works
us.
hard on his
He
job.
does. He works hard for the money.
No.
You hear
So
that?
hard for it.
I work hard. He just like shouts to the other person like across the way.
And
just
yeah,
shake
so
their
we will
head.
just sit at a card table, and I will be watching her and making sure nobody's cheating.
So I just like sit down at a table that I totally was
you
not
just sit at
invited
an
to.
open. You sit.
I'm just like, what's up?
Okay.
It's my cards.
You see her sit down, but make a perception check.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to
Yeah.
anything or anyone.
17.
17. Okay. Most of the tables are full, but you do find 2 tables with seats open. One is a standard Talus card game. Looking to be playing. They look to be playing Faerun's Folly, a poker game similar to Arwold's Texas Hold'em.
Okay.
There is also a standing table fraught with excitement, cheering, disappointing groans, where dice seems to be being used.
I want to be at that table.
All right, yeah. I just go to whichever one she goes to. So yeah, when she's like, "That's the one," with all the yelling, it's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, great,
Got it.
sure."
Awesome. You make your way, and it is actually this long table over here.
This one right here.
Oh my goodness.
Where are you?
This
Is that
one.
craps?
It is not.
Okay.
So I'll put you here.
And they speak. Goliath speak giant, right?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
going to say in giant, something to the effect of.
You have to do it in a Russian accent.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
Oh, good. Oh my god. So
Don't
not on
worry.
the same page. It's not on the same
100%.
page. Yeah. Okay.
I was going to say something to the effect of, "Oh, remember, we're here to have a good time, but just keep an eye on everybody around."
Yes, we're here for good time. Good time.
Have a good time. I will be eyes then.
Okay. You
Okay.
be eyes. I have good time.
Thank you.
What are your passives?
My passives? My passive wisdom is 14, my passive int is 10, and my passive insight is 14.
Okay.
So perception and insight are both 14.
Got it.
Mine, passive perception is 13, passive investigation is 10, passive insight is 11.
Okay.
A little lower.
A little bit.
A little lower, a little more oblivious.
You hear they saved our kids at the orphanage. Doc said the lot wouldn't make it through the year if we couldn't afford the medication. Nobles, helping people like us. I couldn't praise the gods enough. The other thing you hear is,
I heard the Zenny fuck stole something right out from under the boss's nose.
not from him personally.
Yeah, he's out for blood.
And you hear about a carnival coming to town?
No! Not any festivals or holidays soon I can think of.
Strange. I saw 3 carnival ships make port just 2 days ago.
Oh, weird. I should check that out.
There is carnival in town.
He says in common. I'm sorry, what?
There is carnival in town.
Yes, we will have to check that out.
So,
Harry seems uncomfortable.
I'm excited.
so the game that you are standing at is called Never Forget.
Okay.
It is a dice game of chance. So if you guys would like to get your dice ready, you are playing.
You will need a D8, a D6, and a D4.
D8,
D6,
D4.
D4.
This is an open table game, so where it is rolled like crap. So therefore, sleight of hand would not be
Right.
viable here. But if you are proficient with dice, there is a rule for that.
Am I?
My tools is a dice set. I don't know if that means I'm proficient. I have it on me already, though. I like that I have my own set of dice.
This is.
Oh yeah, proficiency in languages is dice. Okay.
You are proficient in dice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rules are you first roll a d8, then you roll a d6, and then you roll a d4.
Okay.
The goal is to meet 11 as a total of your collected sum of dice.
Okay.
The only way to beat a straight 11 is to get a bull's run. And a bull's run is when you roll all 3 ones.
Okay.
Proficiency with dice lets you re-roll any 1 dice after you have rolled all 3.
Okay.
I
So
love that you're the gambler between us. And I'm here for the money, but you're the gambler.
Yeah.
at the house table, each die is rolled openly, and everyone around the table can make bets on the players, as well as the players betting themselves, much like craps. You can bet on what the total number that the roller will make above a bull's run. You can bet on a bull's run. You can bet on a die roll combo. And there's a 2 silver buy-in and a minimum 5 silver bet. So you guys have spent your 2 silver
So you have to ante 2 silver.
just to buy into the game.
Okay.
And then if you want to bet on yourself, the minimum is 5.
Okay.
5 silver. So, who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
He was like reaching for the dice, and she's like, "All right, let's go."
Let's go. This is fun. Okay. All right. So I have to.
Do we
Yes.
roll all 3 at once?
So,
you
here's
do
what-
no.
here's
You do
what-
the 8 and then the 6 and then the 4.
So we'll do.
First is the 8.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and then the 6.
Okay. So I decide on what I'm betting on first before I roll, though, right?
That'll be.
Yes, right now, if you want to bet, but we have stuff coming.
Okay. Learning new games in a game.
To note, are we
Yeah.
like? What am I dressed in? Am I still dressed in the fineries of when I worked for her, or?
I don't know. What do you look like? Yeah.
I imagine I probably, for her sake, still look pretty fancy.
Okay.
But it's probably a little grimy and messed up because now that nobody's cleaning them like they used to.
Yeah, I have to clean your own clothes.
I
It
have to
sucks.
clean my own clothes.
Never done that before.
Okay.
I know.
Okay, yeah.
Trust me, I know.
I just take 10
I even carried all that.
5 silver. She carries mostly gold.
You sweat.
Ooh,
Okay, I'm just gonna be
This
real.
is fun. I like that I get props.
Just copper,
Silver.
silver.
I've never.
Color it is.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8.
I really enjoy gambling when it's not real money.
Wow, look at this.
I actually hate real
Can we
casinos
just
in
hold
real
each
life.
one of those up for the camera real quick? Can we just like show them like
Like,
what
look
we're
at
working
this.
with? This is
Like, this
really
is dope. Look at
that's
this.
really cool.
This is cool.
We're
So-
gonna lose it all, but we have
Yeah.
it.
So what's worth what? I'm imagining this is the lowest. Is it
So-
ones?
so- The
1s, 5s, 10s?
So nope. So you have copper. Is the
Oh.
copper one. Silver is the silver one, and gold is the gold one.
Which are these?
The gold looks...
More bronze, brass.
It's more bronze.
I would
More
say it looks
brass.
kind
one.
of bronze. So this
But
is the cheaper.
That's copper.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Copper,
what's...
silver, gold.
And-
Got it. Wow, you got a
And
lot of
so
gold.
you have to enter 2 silver to enter, 5 to bet.
Correct.
Okay.
Waiting for my significantly
And-
smaller
and-
stack.
I don't have many silver.
So 10, because you mostly carry gold, because you're double.
And
So
yeah, that's right.
yep,
So
so 10
this
silver.
is your money, probably. I'm using.
10 silver is a gold,
Okay.
and 10 copper is 1 silver.
10 silver is a gold, 10 copper is a silver. Got it.
Yes. So you've already put 2 silver in each. Not going to count that.
This bodes well.
Yep.
So 2 silver.
Yeah, and I'll get
And then, can I trade? Do you have any silver? No, you just have gold. I just hand you a bunch of gold.
Yeah. Listen.
Okay, and just so you know, a copper and this is just from you being of Waterdeep. In Waterdeep mints all of its own coins. A copper is called a nib. Okay?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, let's write that
I
down.
gotta write this down.
That's a good idea.
Especially if you want to keep gambling.
Yeah.
Is a nib.
Mm-hmm.
Silver is...
A shard.
Okay, and gold's gold?
Gold is a dragon.
Ooh.
That's why you guys kept saying dragon.
Yep.
I was like,
Yep.
I guess
And then a
dragon
platinum
is
is
a
called a
form of...
sun.
Or platinum is called a sun.
Yep. And then there's also TAOL, a toll, which are electrum.
T-O what?
T-A-O-L.
TAOL.
Electrum?
Yeah, they're like brass coins, about 2 inches square with a hole. So 1 toll is 200 nibs, which is 200 copper. And then only in Waterdeep do you have a harbor moon, which is basically
your
this,
silvers.
but double the size. They're about that big, and
Okay.
they're worth 1,000 gold if you have one of the larger ones of these called harbor moons. That's
Okay.
just a little intro into the currency of Waterdeep.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, so harbor...
We gotta go to the harbor right now.
Moon.
Harbor
Gotta get
moon.
some
is-
moons.
I gotta get some moons.
Yep.
Alright, harbor moon is big silver, 1,000 gold.
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
Now, to note, am I used to like people giving her weird looks for being a Goliath in Waterdeep, or
More so the way she's dressed.
right?
There's every race you can imagine in Waterdeep. Actually, as you look around, you see a few cat-like folk, some tieflings, halflings, gnomes, dwarves.
A raven creature that's like a walking bird.
Yeah, elves, just about anything you can
Okay,
think of,
cool. So,
especially in the dock board.
I'm gonna need
Okay.
some change. Can we do that?
I'm gonna ask for change. We have change. You got change right there. What are you gonna
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like, so this is like,
Don't embarrass me.
what?
Don't ask for change.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't need change.
What are you betting on?
I'm betting on, gosh, there were so many options to bet on. Let's see, there was the 3 1s, there was
False run.
the 11, and then there was the doubles, and then...
And you can bet on these.
I wasn't paying attention.
You said you're helping me bet. Okay.
I'm gonna win.
You can also bet on what he's going to roll, and he can bet on what you're going to roll. That's what most of these people are going to be doing.
So I bet that he can roll double.
No, you would put that. You could say, I want to bet that I'm going to roll a double. You can't really say, I'm going to roll an 8. So you can say that I bet he's going to roll an 8.
Oh, I can pick any number I want. Okay, so I bet...
But that's totals.
Right.
Not
the
single
full
die.
amount of the 3 dice.
I'm sorry, I have to do like some real quick math in my head.
It's okay.
About likeliness.
You
Here.
see all of those bets go up to 11.
Right.
But not
I'm
past.
looking. Who's the meanest looking guy at the table?
At the table,
Yeah.
probably the actual table runner.
Who's the next meanest guy? There's one betting.
Oh, one of that's betting?
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, the other 2 people look prim and proper. Look like, and they're kind of like, Like they look like they're right out of her side of the street,
Okay.
and they're really young, dressed really nice,
They know
but
who I
like trying to
am.
dishevel, like they're just shirt
Right.
tucked, but they're totally wearing fancy
They
clothes.
give you a couple of eyes. They try to. Are you sure?
Oh, how attractive
No.
are these
No.
men?
No.
How attractive are they?
like a 6, 7.
I have to keep my options open.
Yeah, you know.
They're the cleanest.
They're the cleanest people
Ooh,
here.
that does
I-
put them above the rest.
I will throw in, just for funsies, I'll throw in. Yeah, I bet I point at one of them. That guy right there rolls a 3.
So
Pretty
you're
low.
betting on a Bull's run.
No, I bet it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I bet
that's
a
a
Bull's
Bull's
run.
run. It's a Bull's
I
run.
think, yeah, he's got it.
Are you sure you want to do that? Okay. Okay.
And I just point at one of those 2 random noble guys. To note, where are the 2 guys that were talking about the thing that got stolen?
You don't know.
Oh, I just heard it.
You
I'm
just like that's just you hear
The ambient
the
noise.
ambient
It's
noise.
probably okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I bet that he's gonna roll an 8.
Okay.
Good bet.
How much?
1 gold piece.
All right. You see them place some bets as well. See some other people around the table start throwing in.
And I point at that young guy, the count on you, bud. Count on you.
He sees the bet that you made. Like,
I believe in you, buddy.
that's improbable odds.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that great?
No.
Don't disappoint me now.
You got this, dude.
You got it. You got this. My life is in your hands now. No pressure.
We believe in
What?
you. We believe in
We
you.
believe in you.
We believe in you.
Look at her. She
Yeah.
believes in you.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
Is this gonna die? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah, you got
your
this.
life, my hands.
Yeah, your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that.
That's great.
Because I know who it is now.
Make an intimidation check.
If not, I can
He's
make-
only halfway trying to be intimidating, but it is sort of like that. You came to the wrong table, boy.
And also who you're with.
Yeah. 17.
Oh, dude, they're like both like.
You brought us here.
You guys gonna roll or what?
Just roll. Just roll.
Okay,
Just do it,
okay,
do it.
yeah.
Do it, you won't.
Yeah, okay. Not good.
Oh,
It's a 2.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of goes, all right. Only one more, and then it's 3.
And there's 2 more dice.
One more, and then it's 3.
I can't get a Bull's run.
Maybe we should talk after the game.
You're not gonna die, are you?
What? Am I gonna die?
Yeah.
Are you?
You said your life is in my hands.
It is.
Did you just threaten him?
No, I didn't. You trying
Did
to?
you just threaten him?
You can see he kind of does like this, and he looks at you, and he's clearly trying not to laugh. He's
you actually look and like catch out of the corner of your eye the dealer like.
yeah. All right.
And he just like and he like kind of slams his hand on the table and the kid's like, "Ah! Go! I ain't got all day."
Hi. Are you rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling. And
Roll the 8 first.
Hope not. 8.
I meant roll the 8 side of die, not 8.
Yeah. Well, I just knew what you said.
You hear the whole table just go, ooh.
Yeah.
Just doing what the lady says.
Maybe I should have rolled for myself.
So you hear somebody, first times. I don't want to roll an 8 on your first time.
No, I just fine. Okay, but here's the thing, if we keep intimidating him, do you think he'll still be into it?
1, stage whisper. 2,
Okay,
the
if you think.
Oh my god.
the larger man running the table. It's to you.
Roll it.
Did anyone make any bets on me?
I look
Yes,
around.
there's some bets.
Okay.
You can make someone rich tonight. Not me. Somebody.
7.
7. You hear the table go, ugh, but one person go.
Awesome.
All right. Sixes?
Time to roll that 1.
Okay. You see a 5 roll up.
Ooh.
I mean, it's made of ones.
I like this guy.
Yeah, I like him too.
All right.
They could see this.
It's the house.
Yeah.
I'll let it.
Oh, God.
Once.
All right. 6. Oh, jeez.
It's on the table.
Yep. That is a 5.
Yeah. Me too.
1.
Just
Gary's
saying,
trying so hard not
the
to
house has 2 1s right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And, like, the people around the table are starting to just get into a riot almost. It's all sorts of crazy because I have a total of 7. You have a total. You've busted.
Yeah, busted hard.
You're out.
I have 8.
A total of 8.
Yeah.
8.
Yep,
Okay.
good.
You see people just start putting down more bets. A lot of people put on the house. Doesn't have a bigger payout, but unless it's a bull, if they get a Bulls run, it'll be a bigger payout.
Should I bet on the house?
But, well, here's the thing. The Bulls run is obviously going to be the lowest number if they don't roll well. And the next one's a D4. So you're looking at it as 6 and lower versus I already have a 7 and you already have an 8. So a lot of people are betting on us, but few people are betting on the house because of how well it's rolling right now.
So think of it from this perspective,
Okay.
right?
It's a
So
new game for me.
right. So if the only way they beat you is if they get the 1, otherwise you win.
Oh, I didn't know I was doing
Assuming
so well.
you get an 11,
Okay.
but you are in a good position. 8.
She can
Pretty
get a
solid.
12. Right?
She can get a 12,
She can get a 12,
but she's
yeah.
in a good position to get anything
You're gonna
below
hurt
a
us
12.
if they.
I don't know. You pissed off. Why'd you do me?
Hey, I'm talking. Shut up.
It's true, it was a level 1.
Anyway, what I was saying was,
Right, yeah.
if you get a 4, it's really the only way you're screwed now.
Okay.
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 So my advice: do not bet on the house. Bet on yourself.
Oh, okay. I bet I do well.
You're gonna bet on an 11. You can bet a win.
Bet the 11.
I'm gonna bet the 11. I'm gonna
Okay.
bet
How much
the
do you bet?
11. 1 silver.
Get that shard in there.
Okay.
Okay, you guys can talk now. Sorry, I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in the middle of something, and I hate being interrupted. It's a little thing with me. Okay, right?
I'm sorry for my friend here. He gets a little intense when it comes
I'm
to
real
gambling.
intense. I'm a very
he's
mean-
intense.
Crotchety person.
But if you have any problems at all, I'm here for you.
You give that a shot?
No, man. We should talk after this game.
I don't have a shot. Okay, 4s are up.
4s are up.
Goodness, die. Just give me the finger crossbows, man.
The finger crossbow. Man,
Hey.
just another night at the casino.
People are so weird here.
No, it's weird.
Why can't we ever meet anyone normal?
You hear the whole table just throw down coins and just start walking away. A couple people, and then those spaces fill back in. And you see the house roll a 4.
Ah! What did that
Kid
guy
rolled
roll?
a 3.
Huh?
He rolled a 3.
So you're at 10. Look at that.
You roll?
Oh no, I busted. It's
Oh,
you.
you busted. Okay. 4.
Oh!
You
Are proficient in
I can
dice.
re-roll that.
I can re-roll that.
That is dope.
you can re-roll any die.
I'm rolling.
Yeah, re-roll
Yes,
the 4.
granted
Four.
that is the
That's
smarter choice, but I'm
definitely-
letting you know. You can
Math,
re-roll.
the
Okay.
math is there. I
The
don't
math
believe
is there. The math is there.
it. Hoocha.
Oh, again.
Bust. Harry's just like.
Alright.
I think our dice got mixed up. I'm pretty sure this 3 is yours and that 4 is mine.
I think he's right.
I think he's right too.
I think he's right, and it would
You
make
see
his
the-
night a
you
lot
see the-
better.
You see the game runner put his hand on your hand. That's not what I saw.
I think you need to take your hand
I
off her
think-
right now.
Our casino.
Her hand. Did you not hear the gentleman? He got his dice mixed up. It can happen to anybody. We were rolling so close to one another. I think you could understand how something like that could happen. What do I need to roll to convince this guy that it's like... And I will even, like, throw a couple of gold...
What is your intent?
I'm trying
I know exactly what
I'm
your
trying
end
to
goal is.
schmooze him into letting this happen. It's like, look, man, it's not
Got
your
it.
business.
Then that would be persuasion.
Persuasion.
And if not,
I'm not trying to scare the guy in his own place.
Can I like? Okay, that's fair. I was going to.
See here, 16.
16?
And I'll even throw a couple of gold pieces on there to sweeten the deal.
Got it?
Just like, he just kind of... It can happen to anybody. A lot of weird things happen here. And a lot, you know, as big as a table it is, there's so many people needing a new place.
I understand. My apologies. I must have mixed something up. And he goes to take all of the house money,
Right. And I slipped the
here's-
2 gold
yep,
right in there
yep,
with
that.
it. Yep.
and then he gives you your cut. And for winning on that, you make double on your silver for winning. You make double on an 11, and then you
I got a 10. Oh no, she got a 3. It was 11. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what it is. Yeah. So double
Yep.
on that. So
double on that, but
So-
you lose the gold because he busted,
Right.
and you lose the gold. So
Right.
So I need 3 more
Shards.
shards.
just make a note of
Okay.
that. But here,
Sweet.
Should I have the physical
We got
coin?
this is just so cool, you guys. And he'll look over at the young guys and be like, "You made the right choice tonight."
They seem to take their money.
Yeah, I assume they just off they go.
Mhm.
yeah, they get up and
As soon as they're like
I'm
out of
gonna
range, I look over the
misunderstand
dealer.
this as him flirting with me and be like,
dude, I'm getting I'm getting killer. Just go kick my ass. Just go. Just go. Come on,
This
you
is
said bad
yourself
idea,
6
man.
out of
This
10
is a
times.
bad
Come on, you
idea.
can do
I
better.
told you we should come
This
to
is
Doc
a
Ward.
low level,
because
man.
he's the cleanest man in the room.
Clean does not necessarily indicate good, man.
Yes, but the
Just go,
smell.
man.
That's a scary language.
Think of Farnsworth.
Should
You
probably
remember
break me.
Farnsworth. Very,
What's
very
up?
clean. Very ugly man.
They leave the entire casino. Like
Yeah.
they're
Wait,
they,
where did he go?
Trust me, this is better for you. It's better for both of us.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, so that was awesome. I'm gonna lean over to the dealer and be like, and I'm chuckling about what just happened with those guys. I'm like, hey, who's that owns this fine establishment? I'm loving it here.
The one that owns this is Dornaxio.
Do I recognize that name?
Dornaxio F. Archante. You don't.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds hot.
Did he just move into town? Is he new? What's the deal?
Don't know.
Just got hired, right? Hey, money's money. It's a great
And
great
money's
gig.
good.
Yeah, look at it. This is crazy.
are you gonna? And
Yeah.
the next person goes. Are you? Like kind of comes in like up and a like larger, more rough, like actual like sailor type.
Right.
Ooh.
Speaking of money, you gonna put it where your mouth is?
Sure. I sure am. Can I bet on that guy busting?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to bet on that guy busting.
Yep.
Okay.
He comes in.
How much you betting?
3 gold.
Yeah, you kind of see the.
I say it just like that. I'm like, can I bet on this guy busting? Because I want to bet on this guy busting.
And then when you put 3 gold on the table, there's some eyes.
Yeah.
Look around. This is a fine establishment, but you're throwing down hard money in the dock ward.
Yeah.
And like he kind of like
I'm throwing down hard money in the dock ward. So you do the math. Whatever you want to imagine is happening here, imagine to yourself. My money's good, is it not?
He's like too rich for my blood as he turns and he walks away.
So is
But-
the bet off?
But no. Other people kind of come in and play.
Okay, yeah. I'll just move my bet on to the next ruffian.
Yep.
And as that guy wanders off, I'll give him,
And
bye, buddy.
And as this happens, another one comes up and goes, "My lucky day, sure, why not?"
Sure.
This guy seems to carry himself well, but
The new guy?
Yes, the guy that walks in carries himself well. You're passive. You've noticed him bounce from table to table. Seems this is kind of his thing. So he stands up, looks at the bets on the table.
I bet 2 gold that I get an 11.
Okay.
Harry's trying not to laugh.
I feel really good.
I'm feeling real confident in you.
He goes,
that.
huh. It's a rich pot. For you two. Looks around at the other players. I'll join in. And he'll throw a couple of gold in a couple of different places.
Ooh.
You see matching yours, 2 gold on him getting 11. And he'll put a gold on the house busting. He'll put a gold on you busting, because he just watched you do that. And he'll put you at a 9.
A 9. Okay. All right.
Alrighty. Let the rolling begin.
I got the house again. Okay.
Music's perfect.
I love this song.
Yeah, me too. This is one that I play.
They always play it all the time.
They play it, yeah,
It's
every-
like
it's
the
seriously-
number 1 song right now.
I love it.
I know, it's so
It's
good.
a great song.
I just it gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, and
I
you're like,
know.
you think to yourself, oh, I've heard it too much, but then you hear it.
We're
You're
paying
like,
attention.
oh, yeah.
And it's all
Yeah.
and like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
We're paying attention to music, not the game.
Oh, sorry.
Right, yeah. 2.
Same. 5.
What did the house roll?
4.
Okay.
He does some calculations. And he'll put, because he can't take one off, but he'll put another gold, 11 for you.
How handsome is this guy?
He's a good 8, but he's a dock 8.
Yeet.
Okay, but still.
Yeah, but like
He's
that's
that-
good
he's
enough
that
for me.
rough.
Yeah,
that
dog
rugged,
gate is an
he's
11 for
I
her.
play
Alright.
into that, you know? Like I
Yeah.
have 2 types.
That
It's like
rugged,
rough, rugged, or like
Super
real
clean.
real clean.
And
Okay.
this guy's a little older, probably in his late 30s.
It's fine with me.
Silver cougar.
I know.
Do I see you making the eyes towards him?
I think I'm pretty obvious about
Yeah.
it. I'm very
Imagine.
large and hard to miss.
Yeah.
Not subtle whatsoever.
So, Mr.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to pay to know my name.
Why am I not paying?
You're paying to play. That's the casino's game.
What game do you play?
Many. All.
All right. Well, after this hand, we should talk about that. Because my friend here, V, as I like to call her, she's lovely, and she just wants to get to know you a little bit better. I think. Am I right? Am I right about that? Okay. Definitely wants to get to know you a little bit better.
V.
Yeah.
Gathala.
His face drops a bit.
No.
No, I think you got her confused with somebody else.
No,
What's
I don't-
happening? Whose bet is it again? I feel like somebody was betting just now. I feel like.
Oh.
I guess I'll roll.
Yeah, just immediately rolls. Look at that, 1 or 2.
I
Oh, look at that at 3.
It's like a double bull run. I should really win that.
I'm at 8.
What he get?
Oh, wow.
I'm really good at this game.
Your face falls a little more. Like,
House got a 9.
All right.
They're at a
They're
9.
at a 9.
Okay. What was your total?
8.
8.
My total is 4 right now.
He smiles. Puts another gold on
On-
your 11.
Jeez, this is not. No, we're not happy he's winning. We're not happy about that. Not happy that you're winning because you win. You win.
But I'm also betting on myself to win.
That's right. Keep betting on yourself.
Okay, I bet 2 more gold on me.
Okay.
So I have 4 gold on me.
Yeah.
betting.
What is your totals?
Totally. Now I have 4.
Okay, you have a total of 4.
Yeah.
Okay. He looks. That's the only bet he makes this round. There's some. Where you guys are all sitting now, nobody's betting on you. Not really a lot of people
Yeah.
are betting on him, but there's a lot being thrown down on V and the house. So, last one.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. Another 2. It's a double bull run. I should win double. No, nobody. Okay, well.
4. 12.
Reroll it.
I'm gonna reroll it. I'm really bad at rolling this.
I know.
I always roll a
This
4.
is the second time.
What's up with that?
I believe in
This
you. I believe in you.
1.
So
A 9.
that was also his bet.
That was his bet. Was that I roll a 9?
It was his first bet.
Jeez.
What the hell?
I don't like this guy.
House bust with a 12.
Oh, and he wins that one too. The only one he didn't win was me. Because I didn't bust. Oh, this NPC. Harry respects him but does not like him. Oh my god.
I dislike him. That's part of why I like him.
Yeah. Is that right?
As the dice roll, you see the numbers 1, 4, and 6.
That guy rolled an 11? Awfully lucky roll you made there.
I'm totally screaming forever.
Always lucky.
Always, huh?
Timora's on my side.
Is that so?
Yes. It seems that
Do you think you guys look nice?
No, I don't know what's going on yet.
Okay.
Well, it's great that you won. Maybe now we can discuss that game for your name.
my name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, you have to kind of, use your words.
We've made the arrangement. My
Okay.
name costs money.
Yeah, but you never said how
You have to
much
pay
or
to
what
play.
way, or if there's a game, or...
Yeah, one. Drops a gold in his hand. Yeah, there. Fuck, tell me.
Barthen.
What?
B-A-R-T-H-E-N.
Barthen?
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 Oh, Barthen. It cost me a lot of money to get your name. Why don't we sit and talk for a while? Have a drink or two.
Hot sailor dude.
And he waves over one of the waitresses.
And a woman with warm honey skin, messy crown, braided auburn hair, deep green, inviting, kind eyes,
I don't like her.
wearing a green bodice and skirts with golden trim, approaches and greets herself with a slight nod and soft, kind words. My lord and ladies, on behest of La Spinadoro, we would like to invite you to a more private setting. Perhaps you'd be more accommodated in the High Rollers room. If you don't mind, follow me. Your coin will be accounted for and brought to the table.
High rollers room, a lot more money being thrown around the table. We can make a fortune.
Okay, let's go to the High Rollers room. That sounds fun.
Yes, as her assistant, I would love to.
Good.
What?
Sounds great.
Will you be joining us, or?
Of course.
Great.
Your drinks are on me. And he puts a handful of gold on me.
Like
Just
just
on
the,
the-
the most
on the
sour
tray.
Just
grin
making
on
it hail over here.
the most sour grin on Harry's face. Oh, thank you. You shouldn't have.
And with that, you were led into
The High Rollers. You go through the little door. It's so cute.
There, as you guys walk up, there's a man that stands there. The young woman, about in her late 20s, walks you towards a door, towards the back of the tavern. A single-doored room with a man standing adjacent, arms crossed and watching the game room floor. He watches you approach and nods to the young woman before opening the door for you all. The room beyond the threshold is dimly lit by an iron single-tier chandelier holding 10 candles aloft above a hard, polished oak table. The shadows drag across the stone walls, swallowing the corners of the abyss, into the abyss. Two men and a woman sitting in the center of the room, or one man and a woman sitting down, as Barthel sits down. Sitting in the room, stare up at you as you enter. The sound of metal banging against wood and crashing against the pile of coin on the table breaks the silence. A large, rotund man with olive skin, balding, with black hair, swollen eyes, round nose, and large lips, settled into loose-fitting fisherman's linen, sinks into his chair. He relaxes and grins, a large, toothy grin in your direction, as his hand swoops jestingly towards the table.
Games no forget, gentlemen, variety, 5 dragon buy-in, double pay or not on a bowl.
5 dragon buy-in.
Fancy, fancy. For a guy this rich, you'd think he'd have more teeth.
Yeah.
Sure, I'd love to have a seat.
I just kind of plop down.
I sit down and cross my legs, put my arms behind my back, and just grin at the guy with a nice full head of teeth.
Barton sits down. Sits the large man, the one man, the woman, Barthen, Dio Miliana, and you. So
Okay.
he's sitting in between the two ladies.
Okay. Stop staring at me.
I'm sorry. It's just.
Just take it easy, play it slow. Just play it
What's
slow.
funny?
Nothing.
Play?
It's just an inside joke we have.
Yes,
Sorry.
it's a very inside joke we have. Ow.
How hard you
So,
are.
first time?
Here?
No.
Here.
Yes.
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 Yes, it is the first time we've been here.
Oh, it's noticeable.
Why is that?
First
What does
time
that
playing,
mean?
never forget.
I forgot. Yes. Yes, it is.
So that means you do not know how to play the gentleman's game.
I know how to pay for it.
The rotund man looks, nods his head.
All right.
The Barthen puts his 5 gold in, looks to you.
It's 5, right?
That's what he said.
Okay.
Carefully counts how much you threw in just to make sure.
This is fine. I'm pretty sure it's 5.
So, the way gentleman's works is it's not open on the table. You keep it secret to yourself till it's revealed, and you only bet on yourself.
Boy, you'd have to be some kind of gentleman to trust a whole bunch of people you don't know with their own numbers.
That's why it's a gentleman's game.
Uh-huh.
Trust.
All right.
Something
so,
smells like bad, like a usually associated with things that sound like lies. How do we have any sort of guarantee that you're not just hosting this as some sort of thievery trickery? Now, I would never assume as much to imply that about you, but you know, I've been to some places where some things were less savory, and this being a new establishment, I just want to make sure everything's on the level.
You ever playing Faerun's Folly?
Yeah.
You know you don't show your cards until the end.
Yes, that's a little bit different than saying the number is this.
And then you show it at the end.
As long as we're showing.
Oh, yes, we're always showing.
Uh-huh.
Just not until the end.
So, standard hands on the table? Or do I just have to bet that you guys aren't doing
The
this?
thing I think my friend here is trying to say is that unlike cards, dice can move and be manipulated. And we're just trying to make sure everything's fair at all times.
You see
Thank you, lady.
Barthen chuckle. Oh, sweet summer child. You obviously haven't played with a lot of card sharks.
Well, it's a little...
Really just one.
It's a little more, difficult to manipulate cards than it is dice, is just my point. I understand
He pulls out
that
a
cards can be manipulated.
And
though.
goes, fans it, and then pulls out what looks to be 1, fans it into 5.
Oh, so you're proving to me that you're even less trustworthy than I
Okay,
originally
okay,
expected.
so
No,
so
I'm just
he
saying-
cheats. Yeah, okay, so now we know this.
I'm really good at cards.
Right? Okay, yeah,
Well-
we're good at cheating at cards.
You know what? Let's just see how things turn out. And I won't be bitter or assume anything. As long as big guy over there's a big guy watching the room, right?
There's actually 2.
All right. As
Yeah.
long as big guy and other big guy are keeping their eyes on people's hands and making sure they're not moving too much, I'm on board.
Yeah, there's 2 in the shadows now that you're looking, and
Yeah.
then there's the big rotund man that's sitting
Gotcha,
back
okay,
against
cool.
his wall, who's kind of the
Let's
table.
go with this and see how far we can take it.
So, yeah.
Okay. Everyone's bets are on the table. First dice are rolled.
I am the rotund man.
Yes.
Okay.
In case everyone's wondering what I'm doing.
And you're Barthen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hmm.
Bets?
Yeah.
3.
On what? Yourself?
Always. This is only a game of yourself.
Yeah, you can only go with yourself.
Uh-huh.
I think so.
Yeah, a little busy being bitter.
Okay.
Sure, I'll bet on myself.
How many did you throw in?
1.
Only dragons at this table, though.
I forgot.
See who's paying attention now. You see him actually shrink a little bit when she makes that noise, like, whoa! Okay, she's not actually angry, alright.
Seconds?
I'm thrilled about it. Frankly, we've needed a nice establishment in
Rotund
this
Man
area
throws
for a
in
long
too.
time. How long have you guys been living here? You know, I've been gambling a long time and don't recall meeting any of y'all before. I'll bet 3 on myself.
Three as well.
Me too.
Just all this talk of you guys being high rollers and all this gambling knowledge, all this card knowledge. It's so weird. Having been to every casino in this city, I've never run into any of you.
What are you doing
What do you mean?
out of play? Like, is Harold trying to distract them?
No,
Are
he's
you trying-
literally just making talk. He's literally just
Okay.
being an ass.
I know that you said earlier that with your
Right, yeah. If I was like, I'm not trying to get anything here. I'm literally just trying to needle him.
Okay. And I know that you said that you distrust him. Are you trying to keep a watchful eye?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely. I think that's fair, yes. He's definitely keeping an eye on Barthen to be like,
And
cheater.
Barthen is the one that you're constantly talking.
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right, I will do that with my eyes.
Special
That is
eyes.
a natural 20 and 24.
Yeah.
Natural 20 and 24.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So the first thing that you notice is that everybody that you're sitting at the table with, about right here, as they're moving their arms and rolling dice and stuff like that, there's what looks to be a simplistic symbol, a tattoo. Simplistic symbol of a sun, a black-green hollowed circle with 10 one-inch straight lines extending out from each of it.
And everyone there has this.
They all have the sun tattoos?
Yes.
I would
Looks
not
like
have
that.
told you this yet. But you are seeing Harry's entire demeanor change into this could be a fight. We might be in trouble sort of look. Like he's just got this sort of like,
The other thing you noticed, who got the natural 20?
oh, me.
Okay. He's using loaded dice.
Figured.
Yep, you saw it roll a 4 and then shift it to.
Right. Okay.
Yep. And as you're watching, go ahead and roll the final.
Yeah.
They start rolling, and you watch as the flick of the rotund man's his flick, the way he flicks it.
It's purposeful.
It's purposeful, and that last dice lands perfect, like lands right where he wants it.
Okay.
And the rotund man throws in 10 goat dragons.
I don't bet this time.
Okay.
3.
What a surprise. 3 each time. How many families could that have fed? All those people. It's a lot of money to be thrown around. All those
You have
families.
the high rollers table.
All right.
If you're worried about food, go to the market.
No. I'm not worried about the food. Not at all. Worried about other things.
Because I see you throwing a lot of money around too.
Yeah. I see your dice moving without you throwing them at all. It's frightening.
What are you insinuating?
I'm not.
Okay. He pulls up his hand. 10.
Looks to you.
11.
What a surprise. 9.
10.
It's about this time that the door opens behind you.
He immediately shifts in such a way to turn and look and see the door. Like, whoa, who's coming in?
Okay. A man enters the room, standing around 6'3", possibly taller, if he wasn't slouching. The stockiness of his frame creates a wall of a silhouette in the doorway, like an eclipse of a man. As he approaches the table, he favors the rotund man before you see the greenish hue of his skin and the faintest tips of tusks sticking up from behind his lower lip.
I check his wrists.
Make a perception check.
Let's do that. I think he's probably got one of these things too, and that's not so great. That would be a 22.
You see it?
See it?
You hear a deep chuckle, echoes against the stone walls as he slaps the other man's shoulder and looks in both of your directions.
We would probably be very wise to get out of this place as quickly as possible.
Well, why
Would you look at that?
why do you say that?
Seems
Why-
fate has decided to dangle something in front of us on a string.
What are they
And
talking
then you
about?
see the rotund man goes, "No, Gutton, not a string, a cord."
What are they talking about?
You see him pale. He visibly pales.
Boss man
Hillary?
wants to talk to you.
I don't know why he would want to talk to me. I don't know what's going on. You need to get out of here right now. Just leave me. Go.
What? No,
Just
I'm not
go.
going to-
This is not up for discussion. You leave. I don't know what you're talking about. This is my first time here. I haven't even done anything.
How many people are in this room?
1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. The two guards, Gunson that just walked in, Barthen, the lady, and the rotund man.
Yep.
So you're looking at about 7 in this room against you.
Okay.
Okay.
Is the door still blocked?
No, he walked around too.
Yeah, he's
Right.
actually standing.
I see him screaming at the table and grab him and run.
Yes, I was gonna say. I was literally just going to do that, like put the table, but you didn't. It's clear we've been friends for a long time. No, as soon as I see her, like, I just like scoop up as much gold as I can, just like, just like, go, go, go!
All right, go ahead. First off, make a dex check. Just a standard dex check to grab money.
Okay.
Yeah, I will also make that check. Can I? This isn't sleight of hand. This is the opposite of that. No, I'm just gonna go with the full-on dex. Let's do it. Hey, there's 15.
Hey, there's a 3.
All right, so you get a total of 26 gold.
Boom! I'll take it.
Take it, take it,
As you
take
just
it.
scoop and run.
But as you're going to scoop, you see Barthen's hand try and grab yours, but he barely misses.
And you see
You got loaded dice, bitch, and then run.
you see the half orc and the rotund man all both lunge too, but the table flip catches their hands and gets on a shield as you guys take off running.
I love you counting them out. Shave about your fingers. See you guys next game. Bye. Run B, run B, run B.
I'm actually like holding you by the collar behind me. You're flying behind me as I'm running.
Struggling to like keep up with you. Oh god, we're gonna die.
Not on my watch.
Just another night in the city. No big deal.
So we are now
Anyways,
in a
who's the rest of the
chase
money?
scenario.
So as you guys take off, they take off after you. And you guys
Jesus.
burst out through the door, leaving your dagger behind as you just take off.
It's fine.
running. Yep.
Oh god, give me the gold. Give me the gold. Give me the gold.
It's right here.
I take the 26 gold pieces and fling them into
No!
In the casino,
in the casino
Yeah,
just to
that's
make pandemonium.
exactly what
And
happened.
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and
Free money!
the coin starts flying
Money for
everywhere.
everybody!
Go, 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 go!
You see people die for coins. You see tables get knocked. You see people just start trying to scoop what they're getting while people are going into pure chaos. You guys run out into the streets.
See you, Barfin!
Bye, Steve!
Yeah, oh yeah, we will both. Let's see Steve. At the door. Good seeing you, Steve.
You see him, and he's like picking up.
Yeah, I will throw some, like a small little bit just straight to Steve. Like, here you go.
Well, now I'll have to recount that.
There you go, just give a couple to Steve. Oh my god.
I hand one to Steve. Thank you so much for everything.
Okay.
And you guys take off and take off down the thing, and you hear people start shouting, and you hear people behind you. As you
I'm sure, yeah.
All right.
If you guys
So go ahead and let's roll initiative, please.
Let's do it. I feel so confident right now, and in you. Not me. I feel confident in you right now. My nat 20 went to a nat 2. Divide that by 10. So my initiative is 4.
Okay.
Mine's 6.
All right.
Feeling good. Feeling real strong.
Give him a good high five.
Yeah. Oh, I am. Okay. That's our money that we threw. Probably fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
So as you take off running, it starts with V.
Oh!
Wow, I'm just rolling 1, I guess.
Super fast. The fastest.
All right. So, where are we right now?
You take off and you immediately turn, and now you're on the streets of the dock district, and you actually start making it, and you turn into an alleyway, and you start making your way over. Go ahead and roll me a d20, actually.
13.
Okay. You barrel through, move, turn, as you're trying to catch up and stay on your hip. She's fast.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, and you kind of lead the way.
Do I stop to try to help him at all?
You're like dragging him along. You guys
That's
just
true.
stay.
I just like physically dragging him.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
I have him by like here, and I'm like, come on!
Can't breathe.
But you guys are going, and so you turn, and then you immediately follow her. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Yes. That is it a dex or just a raw?
No, just a raw. 8. Okay. So as you peel around the corner, coming around the bend is.
Oh, change, please, God.
Oh, come on, no.
Next time.
I
Stop to help him.
need you to make a dexterity acrobatics check or a strength athletics check.
Or an intimidation check.
No, it is going to be acrobatics because I'm not trying to scare the old man begging for money. 17.
17. You succeed automatically, and you toss the beggar a coin.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like, and I struggle with a piece and slap it into the can as I go past. Enjoy.
May the gods smile upon you.
I'm doubtful.
As you guys cut around the corner, you saw the door that you left open as the two large figures.
Yeah.
Coming right on your tail.
Oh, no.
And you kind of hear, kind of. Get the others after them! They're headed into the alleys!
Don't go in the alleys!
Just shout at them, don't go in the alley.
Yeah, I shout at you! Don't go in the alleys! Like,
Is there like a store nearby? Or anything?
So,
Like what's I know I went down alleyway.
we're in the docks,
you're
right?
in the docks.
We're in the
So
docks.
it
Are there
basically
barrels?
piers on one side, and then you have just alleyways and streets. I mean, and buildings are like, Victorian style, so they're all together, but occasionally you'll have separation with an alleyway here
I'm
and there.
Going
And
to
then
grab you by
few
the shoulder and
streets.
point to the first, fish place. Like, I'm sure there's tons of them, but
Okay.
the worst smelling one I find on that street, that one!
Fish
Go
place.
to
Got
this
it,
place!
Okay.
Alright.
So you start making your way. All right. So go ahead and roll me a d20.
3.
Okay.
Don't even want to admit it.
A large stained glass window blocks your path as you go to cut and realize there's not an alleyway right here.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Oh man, are you gonna
Make a strength saving throw.
just barrel through? Goodness
Okay.
gracious. Ooh.
8.
You go to barrel into it and you shoulder check. That's some really well-made glass. You slam into it and just fall face first right on the ground.
Oh
The metal barring that holds the window panes together
no!
seem to be really reinforced and a little bit
Wait.
stronger than what you anticipated.
Saving throw?
No.
It wasn't a saving throw.
It was it
Is
not?
No, it was
is
saving throw.
strength?
Strength thing.
Okay, it was a 10, but
10?
I'm sure I still.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I got the wrong thing.
You are still not prone, but you're on the other side of the window.
I'm going to. So we're in the fish place now, right?
No.
I was going to grab.
No,
oh
no,
we're not.
Not yet. You're heading that way.
Okay, we're getting there.
You gotta get there first.
I'm
I
trying
kind of got like that wasn't. I shouldn't. I gotta stop doing that.
to. Just go.
This looks to be an old repurposed building. It's kind of just storage right now.
Okay.
But there's a clear exit.
Okay, yeah, we'll burst out the exit.
As you take out the exit, Ethan, your turn. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Okay. 2.
As you swing open this door, there seems to be a crowd gathered outside of this area, kind of drunkenly making their way
Around a person who is like naysaying, like the end is upon us.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Come. It is only a matter of time before the walking statues awake again.
Oh my God,
Our
really?
doom is upon. And like all these drunks are just around him.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, dude.
I'm buying into it.
Oh, shut up! They haven't moved in ages.
I'm going to roll a persuasion check as I run by.
Actually, I need an athletics or acrobatics check.
Oh, jeez.
Squeeze through them.
I will do the acrobatics first. 10.
10. Okay, it's difficult, but you're being able to.
Pardon me,
raise your
excuse
way-
me.
And I'm going to yell with a persuasion check,
Okay.
which is, oh shit, 25. That guy's been stealing from the new casino! And I'm going to yell at the I'm going to point at the naysayer and then be like, come on!
And you did so well that I believe you. I'm like, is he really?
No, come on! It was us!
Oh yeah!
And one of the drunks goes, that means he's got lots of money on him.
You look behind and see how far behind. You see one person hit the window, and they eyeball you through the doorway, and then you see another person as you look to your side coming down the street.
Okay.
We're in
trying
a
to
fish
cut
market,
you off.
right?
Not you. Oh, we are now?
I throw a fish. I don't have a dagger.
Throw the barrel of fish shit. Like all the fish
Nope,
goop.
you threw a fish.
Throw a fish.
Yes.
Make an attack roll. Just that space.
She
No-
grabs
no
a marl and
propensity.
just overheads it at him.
Yep. You're
I add strength.
nope. Just strength. You can do strength. Yeah. 'cause it's
Okay,
throw.
so it's a
11. You hurl it and it just and like slams against he ducks at the last second as this fish just goes flying over his head.
Yeah.
Slams into another beggar who's asking for change. Just slams into him. The guy falls to the ground. The fish like flops to the ground.
It was the first thing I could think of.
We have all this other stuff. Like,
Okay,
keep
now,
running.
now.
And I'm gonna turn and look at one of the guys and give him like a little. As I like
Continue
turn-
running.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make me roll another.
Okay, I'm gonna. What if I throw the barrel down as like an obstacle?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like,
Try to
roll
like
it
crawl
towards
that
it.
shit
Your
in the
action was
way.
Like, roll
to
it
throw the
towards
fish.
Huh?
Your action was to throw the fish.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
can't
shit.
do another. I
That's
already
okay.
did.
I can.
But
Can I
you
kick
keep
over
running.
one of the barrels of
I keep
guts?
running.
You can keep
I'm
running.
gonna keep running.
Keep running. I'm gonna.
Running.
Can I
Roll
kick
me a
over one
D20.
of the barrels of guts?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to like that was
God,
his
this
plan. I
guy-
was like, we get the fish place,
guy's
knock over all
awful.
the guts.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
4. All right. As you turn and you go down another way, you actually come to this like maze of barrels and crates that are all stacked up in this, and you kind of make your way through. Go ahead and make me a acrobatics or intelligence check, your choice.
Acrobatics. Let's do that. 16.
Easily make you like
Thank
parkour
God.
over them and kind of spring and flip and go over.
As you're following V, you see this maze of crates and follow her, but you have that mindset of, yeah.
This is it. This is it. I will grab this worst smelling one and just hurl it down on the ground in our way.
Make a strength check.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why you're doing
Athletics.
that.
Ooh. Athletics?
Mhm.
So, well, it's wrong. 17.
17, yeah.
Yeah.
Falls off the top as you kick it down. It crashes amongst the cobblestone and dirt-laden floor beneath you as the whole area just fills with chum.
I'm gonna keep running.
Roll a d20.
Can
Okay.
the bad guys do like a slipped on the banana?
I rolled another
There's-
2. Should I re-roll?
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, reroll.
A raw ass 1.
A raw ass one.
Okay.
That sounds wrong.
All right, so you roll a 1.
Yeah.
As you're traversing over these large obstacles, V just launches herself over it, but you come crashing down, and there's actually a cart on the other side. And I need you to make a acrobatics check to make sure that you do not trip and fall as you clip yourself on this cart.
17.
17. Yep. You actually land on the very edge of the cart, absorb the impact, and then roll onto the ground, keeping chase after.
I'm gonna as I catch him, I'm gonna feel and be like, oh, okay, the accordion's not busted. Keep going.
Like, you guys hear behind you.
Yep.
Yeah, smooth.
And then you hear, they're leaving Fish Street and heading to Abbey Lane. Cut them off.
Those are enemies flying.
All right, go ahead and roll a d20 as you continue moving on and trying to lose them.
10.
Nope.
Unbelievable.
All of a sudden,
This
you're
is so
forced to make
perfect.
a sharp turn to avoid colliding with a dead end. As you make the wrong turn, you got to turn quickly to not slam in it. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Jesus Christ.
I
Okay.
believe in you. I believe in you, breakfast stuff.
Breakfast stuff? Okay. 6.
You turn and,
Oh, no,
and there's
you're
actually
gonna
an overhanging
Wile E.
sign
Coyote.
that you didn't expect, and it just you.
Is there like a tunnel painted on the wall and I have time to run through
Well,
it? Like,
there's a hanging sign, but with your size, and you're looking back to make sure, hearing the person fall behind you as it clips you in your forehead. And you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Jesus.
She's got a new necklace.
I just have a necklace with a sign. I'm like running with it, like
There's no time
bouncing
to
on
get
me.
it
I'm
off.
like, that's my new accessory.
All right, go ahead and
Roll it into an 8. Is that me?
Yeah.
Here we go. Another 2.
all right.
We're holding so many 2s. Got my double bull run. I've got my 2s on my 20s.
Reroll.
Reroll. 7.
As you kind of burst out, you actually walk and turn a corner, and as you do, go ahead and make me an athletics or acrobatics check as a fist is coming at you as you insert yourself with 2 dudes go into town just punching each other as they fall out of one of these taverns.
This is the most ridiculous chasing.
7.
You get clocked right in the face.
Oh, they're here! I don't even know you guys!
4 points of bludgeoning damage.
That almost knocked me out.
I run into a wall and I'll take as much damage as you do.
And as you and that kind of stumbles you a bit, but you get going. And as you make your way into the next alley, you see 2 figures cut you off.
Oh, jeez.
And as you turn to move back, you see a 3rd figure standing there.
Oh, figure. I thought you said finger.
And
2 fingers.
Ross, you'll go ahead and grab the next map.
Oh, great.
Go ahead and
Would you
Ross,
just
you
hit us running? Like,
I thought we'd get away. I thought we'd get away. I didn't make the
the player minis are in the.
I guess after you ate a sign and I ate a fist, things changed.
things changed a little bit.
A little
yeah.
bit. The feeling, the whole feeling.
I'm still wearing the sign, right? Like it's like a necklace at this point.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Head through it.
Yeah.
Now my head went
It's
through
more
it.
like one of those Elizabethan collars.
Perfect.
Just says like lounge.
Yeah, what's the establishment?
It's just Becky's lounge.
Becky's Lounge. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you guys
Are doomed. I mean, here.
here. Go and roll initiative, guys.
Yeah.
20.
Natural Uno.
I got a natural 20.
A natural 20. All right.
We are. Oh God.
All right. We start with Vio Miliana. You have the first initiative.
Alright, so let me see my boys. Alright. We got my boy next to me, 2 boys down that way, 1 boy down that way.
And as this one steps out, you actually watch as Gunton steps out,
Who's gonna tell me again? Oh yeah, duh. Sorry.
and the visage washes away as he drops the disguise self on him, and you see a deep burgundy red skin, 2 large horns that come up and peel back as his hood sets over them that come through his hood, as his eyes are a stark yellow with single slits.
That's
as he
unsettling.
smiles, as he just kind of walks, like kind of hand resting on belt buckle and a mace slung over his shoulder, as he cradles like also a heavy crossbow at his hip.
Well, that's cute.
As he just smiles.
Your turn, B.
Oh no, don't go for him.
I'm not gonna do
Is he the one that's by himself?
Yes.
That ruins my strategy.
Yeah, it ruins mine too, actually. So I look at that guy. I'm like, look at the other 2 guys.
The other 2 are heavily cloaked, heavily obscured.
Alright,
But,
well, I don't have any weapons on me, but I do have my bag of sand. And my
Just run up to one of the hooded dark figures and
and the signer on my neck. So we're gonna MacGyver some
It was sad.
You could also, one thing you could do is you could pull it off, and that can act as an improvised weapon.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You don't have
Yeah.
proficiency against it, but it would do more damage than your fist.
Okay.
So the improvised sign would
Welcome to Becky's Lounge.
would be a D3.
My regards from Becky.
So you
roll a
take off.
d6 and half it.
Yep. So you're
Alright.
going after these.
And I'm gonna go after those dudes. I'm gonna just like,
Do you want
Panic
to? Do you want them
mode,
to?
dude.
Do you want to run after them?
yeah.
Okay. So 5. What's your speed?
30.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You get just up to that guy.
So I go like a running start, and I like take the sign off that's Becky's Lounge, and I.
Yep.
And
just slam. It's like Becky's Lounge in the trades ward. It's not even in the docks ward. It's in another ward. But you kind of pull it
yeah,
up. And just
I
go.
want to like say something cool to like catch him off guard. So I'm just
What do
like
you say?
for Becky,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know.
For Becky.
And I hit him. Well,
Alright,
we'll
roll
find
the
out,
hit.
I guess, if
It's
I hit him.
it is just your roll plus your strength modifier.
Roll plus strength. Okay.
Yep.
21.
Yeah, that
21 hits.
Clunk.
Do you? So, because this is our first combat, I'm gonna give you a little bit of guidance. Do
Okay.
you want to rage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god.
So that's a bonus action. So you rage as you.
For Becky!
And so while raging, you have +2 damage,
Okay.
and you take half damage from all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing weapons.
Got it.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a d6 and half that, because you do a d3 points of damage with your
Improvised weapon.
sign
2.
plus your strength
5.
plus 2.
So okay.
7 total.
7.
You run up screaming. He hears the name Becky and just kind of cocks his head as you slam into a full strength. You actually hear the sign crack a little bit from the impact of your head going through it, and now almost his head going through it.
And he's actually like kind of dazed a bit as you slam it into his face. I'm actually going to say he's stunned for until the end of his turn.
Perfect.
Because he's just like, you just got rocked in the face by this
Princess
giant
Everyone's
wooden
sign!
sign. All right,
For Becky.
that's you. It is now Gunter's turn.
Oh, great.
You think I should return the sign after this?
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to get out of town after this. I can't hide behind the Gathala family anymore.
He walks
Barthen.
up. Barthen. No. Yes, Barthen.
Yeah. I was like, Gunter, where'd Gunter come from?
That was there.
I was about to say,
Oh, right, that was the
this
half-orc.
is Barthen, right?
This is Barthen.
Should have known.
He walks up, very calm, very casual, pulls out his crossbow, looks to you. He goes, "You know what else is loaded? This."
I do.
And he shoots
Sorry.
the crossbow.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No more difference.
At least one.
15.
15 hits.
Hits.
Wait a second though. Because I'm thinking.
Can you do some things?
No, not yet. I can't yet. Never mind. I'm in trouble. How much did that do?
Ten points of piercing damage.
Well, I am at -1.
Well, he's at -1.
Boom! It pierces into you and like kind of rips into your side, and you kind
Stone
of
wall?
look at V, who isn't even looking at you because she's just in like ah! And the lights go out. As you collapse and hit the ground.
Okay.
All right.
This is not good.
It is now. And he moves forward, which he did.
Yeah, he moves.
And it is now the thug's turn. This one is stunned. This one will actually come up, not realizing that this dude's stunned, and actually is going to come and move around you to get better positioning.
Okay.
Kind of pulls out a wickedly curved scimitar that's kind of serrated on one side and takes a swing at you. It's a 22 to hit you. Thanks.
Yeah, it hits.
So
That would
you'll
be
take
6, so you take 3 points.
3 points of slashing damage because you're raging. And then the other one is, and that's its turn. It is now Harold's turn. I need you to make me a death saving throw.
That's a D20?
D20, yep.
9.
That is a failure. Go ahead and mark a failure.
All right.
Oh my god.
Actually, I think that was even worse. That was a 6. All right. Here we go. 1 failure.
Yeah.
This is my worst roll. I'm always
Is
terrible.
it my
at
turn
saving.
again?
It is now your turn.
Alright, so that guy hits me and I immediately turn around and swing the sign right into that guy.
Okay.
And
Oh no. Not optimal.
7 does
Suboptimal
not
at best.
hit, I believe.
7 does not hit.
Mhm.
You-
need D20.
Who were you swinging for?
The guy behind me.
Okay, so you clock the first one. You see that he's stunned. You feel the rake of the scimitar across your body, and you spin around, and he ducks, anticipating your movement as he redirects the hit away from him.
Alright.
It is Barthen's turn.
We both die here. It was a good run, buddy.
I know, right?
yeah,
Session 0. We did pretty good.
alright.
Now that you've spun around, you see Barthen walk up to your friend Harry.
Oh shit.
Who is no longer standing with a bolt embedded in his right here in his collarbone.
He bends down, puts his hand on Harold. That's all that seems to happen.
Great.
You are now stabilized.
Oh, okay.
He stabilized you? He must want you alive.
You don't know that he's
But
stabilized.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
I'm
You
just
just saw him
like,
put his
what-
hand on him.
I'm
That
just
was it.
like, whatever.
What do I have to do to destabilize everything I got put in here?
Yep, you just go to 0. I mean, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now the one that isn't stunned anymore is gonna. Both of them are gonna take a swing at you.
They're going to take a swing at you with
So
advantage.
yep. So first one is a 21 to hit.
Jesus Christ.
The next one is a 22 to hit.
So
Why are y'all doing this?
How could you do this to us?
3-point half. So you take 1 point
Okay.
of slashing damage, and
And
the
then-
second one you take 1 point of slashing. So 2 total points of slashing damage.
Alright, I'm still alive. Thank you for my 220 options. Thanks.
We need the help!
From the peanut gallery.
All right.
see
It
which
is
one's the
now Harold is unconscious, so he's good. It is now V. It's your turn.
Use that brown one. I have faith in the brown
Yeah, I like the brown one too. Alright, so I... Okay, so the one that's closest to him,
Mhm.
I'm gonna shove out of the way.
Okay.
Because I see what's happening to him,
Okay.
and I'm gonna rush to him.
Okay. So,
So I need to roll to shove him.
correct. Make an athletics check.
Okay, that's 15.
Yeah, you push him. He stumbles back and slams against the wall, and so he's now out of the way. You can now move if you want.
Okay, so I run up to
So
Harry. Sorry,
Yep.
I keep calling you
It's-
by your actual name.
It's okay.
I ran up to Harry
25.
and I have stuff on that. And I don't know what I do.
dying.
I get my bag. Well, I don't know if I have another action. I'm assuming I don't.
That was your action to shove. You did a shove
Yeah.
action.
So I run up to him.
Okay. As you turn to run, the one that you turned your back to brings his scimitar up and slashes at you.
Tax
But
opportunity.
that is it was a 16 to hit. Your armor class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hits.
You take 2 points
That have?
of slashing damage. That's already halved.
I'm still alive?
Barely.
No.
As you run up to Harold, Barthen, now obviously a tiefling, moves his hand and looks to you. And goes, so about our date.
What? I'm like just completely taken off guard, excuse me.
I saw you looking. Do you like what you see?
I don't know how to answer this question right now. I'm kind of like in a thing right now. I just, I want to make sure my friend's okay, and I feel really
fine.
rushed right now,
Oh no! He starts crying.
Yeah. Can I get back to you on that?
Your friend is fine. Boss wants to talk to him.
Who's the boss? You're not the boss?
No, I'm
Who are you?
Barthen.
You just look different than I remember.
It was the lighting.
Was it?
Yes. The
Alright.
bandits start making their way towards you.
I just kind of like can I be holding Harry like with his arms on him, sort of like, like behind him with his like armpits like under my arms and just sort of like, like thinking like, how can I drag this guy away but be like, this is fine. Like just slowly backing down that alleyway like between those houses. There's an alleyway there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The bandits try to grab hold of you.
Ah!
So we're going to have to make grapple checks.
Yep.
You can choose to make a strength check or a acrobatics check to slip away.
16.
Yes, they go to grab, and the cloth that you've already torn apart from your old gowns to make your more comfortable clothing rips in their hands as you slip out and away.
I'm just gonna throw you over my shoulder, dude.
Let's
for
go,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, just rip. I guess I should do another strength check for that. To throw him over my shoulder and run off with him.
No, I'm sure he could probably just lift me.
And how much do you weigh?
You see Barthen tap his crossbow. I wouldn't do that. Okay, you want to try and make a run for it?
Yeah.
He's definitely light enough that you can just sling him over your shoulder with your strength.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a run for it.
Okay.
With him over my shoulder. Cool.
Would you
Everyone
like
else
to
take
take the disengage action so that you do not get
Attack.
2 attacks of opportunity?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You take the disengage action. Would you like to move that way, this way, or back the other way, which you know is very crowded and they would easily catch up to you?
Okay, on the map, show me
Yes.
which way is which way.
Okay, towards you, towards us, or this. There's a small alleyway, which is where you guys came in from.
And that has a crowd on the
You
other
know
side.
that people. That's where people were chasing you. That's where you were running from people. Where you threw the fish guts and all that down.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna run towards us.
Okay.
Towards this way.
Got it.
Take a break for it.
Would you like to dash? No, you can't because you're
Activate
taking the disengage action.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that is you. It is now Barthen's turn. He just sighs.
Is there any sort of when I'm stabilized? Is there anything I can do?
Nope.
Just alive.
And be alive.
I'm glad with that. That's all I really
You
need.
hear a. Does a 15.
Yes.
Ah.
Just by one.
Ugh.
Okay. One point of piercing damage as you're running away. He clips your calf as it sticks into the cobblestone.
Okay.
But he does move towards you.
How far away did I go? 30 feet?
Yes.
Okay.
20, 25, 30. And he moves in front of you.
Wait, how if I move 30 feet?
Because you had to move around him, you
Okay.
can't cut
Alright.
through him.
Alright.
Did he? Do we get an attack of opportunity because he attacked and moved into our range?
Yeah.
Out of. Not
That's
in.
only when out, never
Yep.
in.
All right, I have.
There is a feat.
Okay.
that
Right. Yeah, I
allows that.
figured.
Yep.
Okay.
And so as he does, he like still crossbow, mace on shoulder, and just go and
I said, you don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt someone as pretty as you. Boss just wants to talk to him.
I am purposely not helping out Flint.
I know. I'm really bad at making decisions. Or
I
at
trust
least
you guys
B
start
is really
making
bad at making decisions, as we've learned so far. Fine.
that's really
Fine.
yeah,
We'll
you're
go
gonna have
with you.
Good. Thank you for being so accommodating.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way back down, back towards the dock ward. You guys had just crossed over the threshold into the castle ward, making your way towards one of your favorite places.
Great.
Never
Fantastic.
quite made it. So, you are taken back to the casino, taken up into an upstairs room, locked off, guarded. And there's a man that sits behind a desk. He's a hooded figure in dark, muted reds.
Who is it at this point?
Muted reds and purples. He sits behind an emotionless expression of a pale white porcelain mask. Harold, you smell something strong,
You're awake now?
I guess so.
something that pierces into your mind through your nostrils as you see Barthen kind of rub his fingers underneath your nose.
Okay.
And you come to.
You're at 1 hit point.
All right.
You are sitting before a man you see, dressed in muted reds and purples, like I said, behind an emotionless, pale white mask. You instantly recognize this man. You've never met him. You're not even really sure if it's a man. No one's really seen his face. But he is known, or the entity is known, as the Harlequin.
The what?
The Harlequin.
The Harlequin. Okay, I heard that right.
Huh? Hello, Harold. And Miss Garthala. The rose has been looking for you. Hmm?
The rose? What's the rose, Harold?
We didn't get away.
No. They caught up to us.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
She's alive.
Okay, that's great, Chuckles. Listen, I think you have a very, very big problem with misunderstanding. This is clearly, I have nothing to do with anything that's
He
going.
wants his property back. Hmm?
Is he in the room? I look around, like, do I see?
See Garthen.
I'm sorry, what's going
That's
on?
it.
Nothing. Why don't we? I would love to just put all this behind us. We just go our separate ways. What do I have to do to make that happen so that you never bother me ever again?
Oh, that is what I came to talk to you
Uh-huh.
about. I'm glad we can come to an accord. Ha ha.
Do they always talk this way?
I don't know who this is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have an idea already.
They know who you are.
Are you the Harlequin?
Ha, you've heard of me.
Yeah, you're in there.
He gives a slight nod.
Okay, yeah, I'd really like you to like maybe catch me up to speed what's going on here.
Can she go?
She will wait downstairs, if that is what you...
No, I'll wait here, it's
Which-
fine.
No. He's right.
What?
V.
No.
I would really like it if she wasn't privy to what's probably going to happen here. Okay?
Nothing.
It's nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. I just want you to go downstairs where
He
nice
looks-
people tell you to go. You should go there, and just whatever happens.
The entity
We had a lot
looks...
of fun, right?
What? No, you.
It's okay. It's all right.
The entity is looking intently at V. If he returns the property and does a favor, which we will discuss, he will be unharmed. If not, he turns to you, Harold. I will be forced to break your heart. And he looks back to V.
I'm sure that if we all sit down and we talk about this in private, we can get everything worked
Well,
out.
what's the property? Can
It
you
doesn't
give it
matter.
back to them?
Shut up! It's okay. It's all right. Just send her downstairs, and everything's gonna be okay. I will get you whatever you want. I promise you. I will get you whatever you want.
Garthan, please.
And he holds his hand out.
I'm so sorry. V.
What's going on, but okay, I guess. Yeah, I guess I go with him.
And he leads you down a set of stairs and into a very nice waiting room.
I don't take the hand though. I stand up.
Okay.
Walk yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, I walk myself up.
Closes it with a smile.
You see clearly Harry is more upset than you've ever seen him.
And leads you downstairs and sits
Okay.
you in a lavish waiting room.
I hope you can appreciate the respect I gave you,
Uh-huh.
Harold Hovelton.
Don't fucking remind me. What do you want? You I know what you want. You want it? You can have it. He can have it.
The rose wants the thorn.
And nothing happens to her if I give it back.
You give it back, and you do a favor for the many-eyed Lord, and all will be forgiven. Ha, ha.
What do you have to do with any of this? I don't understand how you factor into that situation.
I work for the rose.
Yeah, what do you do? I don't assume it's social gatherings.
I run his casino here
I fucking knew it.
in the Dockwood.
I knew it. I gave you the rose. I do whatever the council wants. All this goes away, right? And she will be fine.
Not the masked lords. Ha, ha, ha. The many-eyed Lord.
Make me a history check.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do
Catch
that.
Title.
9.
Rings a bell. You can't really put your finger on what he's talking about.
I'm sure whatever they want is totally fine. I'm sure I can handle it. I just don't know who that is. I just assume you were talking.
You will be contacted when needed.
What about her? She has nothing to do with what happened with that rose thing. I didn't even realize what it was I had until I had it. And honestly, there's no reason she should be in any trouble. And so we're in agreement, right? Like once I've done this, then she's fine and she's away from all of this.
You agree. return and the favor, and I will not break your heart. Mm-hmm.
You want the knife? Sure.
I do not care.
Then where is he?
Oh, I will give it to him.
No.
But you ask if I want.
Trust you? You, like, wears a mask, but there's probably nothing under it.
I have not lied to you.
Why can't I just hand it to him? And be sure that this whole thing's over.
That's not how the rose works.
Her family has nothing to do with this. I just want to make it clear that she, her family, none of them have anything to do with this. It was a mistake I made. It's just on me, right? So I'm not going to have to be worrying, watching the outside of that house.
As long as you do as the rose has asked.
Fuck me.
You see him pull a box out from the desk, sets it, opens it, and there's a velvet interior of this very finely crafted wooden box. It's nondescript, except for a single painted rose on the top.
I'll reach into my pack. I will pull out the knife. If you want to describe it, what it looks like.
So as you pull out this intricate, slightly curved dagger, the pommel is a rose as it moves its way up into a single green blade that resembles that of a thorn.
The handle of it is twisted and wraps around and has that where there's a green leather working down it. There's also a gold trim and another leather worked into that. It's very reminiscent to the casinos, filigree. And right at the hilt, crossbar guard, there's little tiny spires that stick off like thorns.
I will glare at this harlequin as I carefully set it down in the box.
Huh.
It's fucking done now.
No. There's still one more part. She is fine. Unless you refuse
Just tell me
the favor.
Just tell me what you want. Just tell where am I going? Who do I talk to?
I do not know. You will be contacted. Thank you, Harold.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. Loved it. Every second. Was waiting all night for this. Can I go now?
You are free.
And none of this is going to get back to her. The truth?
Again, I paid you respects. Please be respectful of mine and my Lord. Keep your word, and your heart will not break.
He turns and just walks out.
I will be seeing you.
I'm thrilled. I'm sure I'll have plenty of nightmares waiting for the moment. And then I'll head downstairs.
What happened?
Oh, no big deal. It was all a big misunderstanding. So it just had to do with all the money. They wanted a repayment. I took the gold in my pockets. I emptied it out. It was all okay. Everything's fine.
Okay, because you seem pretty intense.
I
like
was-
you were going to die. You were acting like you were saying goodbye to me.
No. It's all a big misunderstanding. Okay, fine. You know what? Let's get out of here, and I'll let you know what happened.
Okay.
Do they stop us from leaving?
No?
Alright.
Once we're on the cobblestone streets and we're now walking down it, looking at the wreckage we've left the last time we were going down the same path.
As you leave, Barthen winks at you. And
Barthen is the tiefling?
Yes.
I'll give a little point to Steve on the way out. Like, hey.
Kind of shies his head.
Yeah. So once we're outside, it'll be like.
That was insane.
So obviously, my many years of being I guess like an assistant and like a delegate and all these things that I've done, all these the fancy stuff that well, during all of that, I worked for a family for a while, and I happened upon this knife, this really fancy knife, and I was going to return it one day, but it was just so nice, it was so fancy, and I didn't have one.
You stole from them?
At the time, I thought I wasn't sure if it was really stealing or not. There was a misunderstanding, and I thought, yeah, ultimately, in a way, I sort of took it. And I didn't realize who it belonged to because there was that misunderstanding, so I wasn't sure if it was really stealing. It was, because it turns out that those guys, the one who shot me, it turns out those guys, they're all, it's their knife, and so they wanted it back.
Okay, why didn't you just return it a long time ago?
Well, I didn't realize until we were in the casino that it was the same guys. When I saw the letters, I thought maybe it's the same. I didn't return it because they were going to kill me if they knew I had it. And I was trying really hard.
But they knew you had it anyways, obviously, because they came after you.
Right, but if I came out and showed it to them, they would have just killed me.
So how come they didn't kill you now?
They just need a small favor, just something, a little thing, and I told them I would do it, and if I did it, they were just going to let it all go. And so maybe for a little while we can't go out at night like we used to, and we can't go see the casinos and stuff. And but you know, really, a lot of that is the reason that I got fired in the first place. Anyway, I'm not a great influence on you. You're gonna be a big time noble one day, and I know.
But
Fee, I can't.
did you steal from my family too?
What's the definition of stealing, really? If we're talking, I mean, it's basically like I lived there anyway, so it's like we were all sharing more so than stealing.
What did you take?
Maybe a little bit of money when I first got hired. Just a little bit here and there. Nothing extravagant, nothing outrageous. I never took any object of meaning or value. It was just a little bit. Everybody in my business skims from the top. It's just part of the business.
I think I want to go home.
Yeah, okay. All right. And he will silently lead her home.
Okay.
Once we get to the door, he'll be like, look, I want you to understand, I didn't get into this business to rip off your family or to rip off you or to lie to you or anything about that, okay? All those nights going out and having fun and showing you what real life is like outside of these walls, it was all real.
Right, but before that, you just went from family to family stealing from them.
No.
Their expensive knives and just
No.
some of their money.
No, none of that is... It's not that clear cut, okay? It's not that simple. It's not like I'm a thief. I'm not going around... I don't take this
I don't
job.
know, it kind of sounds like you are a thief.
Before I met you, it just seemed like... You're not really angry with me, are you?
I mean, you did steal from my family.
It was a long time ago. The first year, and
I
even
mean, you
then.
could have returned it, or you could have asked me. I would have given you money. I give you money all the time.
Well, you do now, but back then we hated each other. It was different. It was a different time.
Well, you could have come forward and returned it. I'm gonna go inside.
Okay. She opens the door.
Wait.
Your father is standing there.
Shit. Oh, Zack! Hey! Hi, man! It's been a while!
Closes the door right in front of you. He looks directly at you. Again.
I know, but trust me, this is the last time.
I forbid you to see him, and you sneak out again.
Well, if it helps, I'm not in prison this time. I'm gonna go to my room.
Your grandmother needs you.
Okay.
He walks away.
Okay. I go to my grandmother's room. And I guess I open the door and I see her there?
Yeah, you see her.
Okay.
Again, she looks frail, old. She seems to be coughing a lot.
Are you okay, Gran? Do you need me to get you something? Like tea?
How is the wind?
Strong as ever.
And the earth?
Still there.
Tea would be nice.
Okay. I go grab her some tea, which I assume is in the kitchen.
Yeah, you get it.
Okay. I get the tea in the kitchen. I come back. I give it to her.
She takes it, sets it on the side. You know, your mother, she was like you once.
Mom?
Yeah? Thirsting for adventure, untamed like a wild horse.
What happened to her?
She forgot the wind at her back. And she left the earth behind. For money. She lost her way. I pray to our ancestors, you do not befall such fates. Money means nothing. The herd is everything. Money is the cruelty of man use to herd the rest like cattle to the slaughter. Your father only wishes for money and power. And that is not the way nature intended.
Well, I definitely don't care about money as much as everyone else in my life, it seems.
Where is that nice boy, Gerald? I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, Gerald, he's gone. You're not gonna see him anymore.
Oh, honey, he's your wind. I see it. Ever since you two became friends. I've never seen you happier since you started causing a little trouble.
Yeah, well, it seems like all that happens is trouble.
Trouble is nature. Nature is chaos. Don't fall beholden to the rules of man. Try not to get in too much trouble either.
Trust me, I'm trying. It just follows me everywhere. I'm just tired of here, honestly, and being cooped up all the time, and I hate that I can't go anywhere or be trusted at all with anything.
It's a lot to learn. You have two wolves raging inside you. You must choose which one to feed. I hope you choose the right one. Go to the end of the bed. Move the hope chest. Look beneath the floor pads.
Okay.
Floorboards.
I do as she says.
There's something there for you.
Okay.
As you move the chest to the end of the bed, you just see floorboards. I need you to make an investigation check.
Nine.
9?
Yeah.
You look up, you ask her. It's there. After a couple of minutes, you notice that there's one board that's shifted just a little bit further over where the line just seems to be a little bit thicker. And you run your hand trying to grab a good hold, and you feel some type of latch. You can't quite get to it. Your hand's just a little bit too big. If only you knew somebody that had a little bit more nimble fingers.
Well, I looked around the room for something thin.
Okay.
I guess I'll do a perception check.
Yep.
12.
12?
Mhm.
Yeah. You find a knife, but not one for injuring someone. You find like a butter knife
Okay.
left behind from some of her food and seems to be barely touched.
Okay. I use it as a wedge.
Okay. I need you to make
Strength check.
a strength check. Or dexterity check.
21.
21. You hear.
I'm sorry, 22.
Oh, okay, well, that changes things. You go pry the knife in instead of deftly and agilely.
Slow.
Unhinging the lock. You
It's like
pry it, and you can see the knife bending from the force you're putting it until you hear.
It's just like comic, like right in this like intense moment with my grandmother.
As the board comes loose.
Okay.
You pull it up.
Delicately. Like,
You hear her
can I
laugh.
move it? Gran!
Can I? Weren't you just out with Gerald?
Yeah, I was actually.
Is he still nearby?
I don't know.
I'd like to see him again. See. And as you look back down, you see a cloth wrap. Something seems kind of large. You go to pull it out, and it is a leather wrapped, about 5 foot long thing that seems to be really wide at one end. And as you unwrap it, you see a great axe. I never knew when to give it to you because your father got rid of most of the heirlooms from our past. Wanted to leave it all behind for money. I never said anything, but I saw Gerald take some. I didn't care. Your father doesn't need it. I always thought it was kind of funny. He's a funny man. But anyways, I plan to give this to you for your wedding presents, in defiance of the bastard of a father you have. But now seems to be as good a time as any.
Okay. Thank you. Thank God I'm not getting married. I unwrap it, I pick it up, and I hold it, admiring it.
And carry that with you. I'll always be by your side. And when you see him next, can you tell him I thank him for helping you find your spirit?
Yeah.
Thank you for saving our history. Tell him that he needs to look after you.
Sure.
No matter where you roam, home is where the herd is. Forge your path and find your own. The shuttered far window flies open, the one that you crawled out earlier, as Lois lays softly in her bed, leans up and whispers in your ear as she kisses your cheek. The wind calls. And you sit there and watch the light of your grandmother's eyes leave as she looks up at you before turning away and closing eyes to finally rest in peace.
I pack up some stuff, and I guess a bag of things. I steal some food from the kitchen. I guess some clothes, whatever. Axe. I'm sure I probably have another dagger, and I leave. I guess I just leave, but this time it's just from the front door.
Okay.
And I chase after Harry, I guess, not knowing where
You
he
know
is.
exactly where he is. And you will meet him at the yawning portal, where you've met him many times before. And that is where we'll end Session 0. And pick up in January, Session 1.
We hope you all have enjoyed the Session Zeros, getting to know a little bit more about the characters you've been watching.
A little bit more about where they came from and how they got to where they are now.
And as always, be excellent to each other.
May you always roll with advantage.